dialogue, Hussein. You speak and I speak, okay, but not at the same time. I don't think that Gaddafi had the power to kill all the Libyans, and I don't think that the Libyans would have agreed and allowed him to kill them all. But let me ask you a couple of questions, if I may.
Yeah.
Do you think that NATO did this out of the goodness of their heart?
Well, we can say that there's something behind it, but we don't mind being a Libyan to pay them. I mean, if they want to share our oil, they are welcome. No problem. Because
what share do you think they deserve?
No, okay. If it comes to me, I lived, we've been under Gaddafi for 42 years. We've never enjoyed the outcome of the oil anyway.
Well, that's not true, is it? Because that's not true, because Libya is actually the most developed country in Africa.
I don't think that's true.
No, I can assure you it's true. I've looked at all the statistics.
No, compare Libya, sorry, Mr. Gao, let me say this, if you excuse me. Compare Libya with South Africa, compare Libya with Kenya, compare Libya with Egypt.
It's much higher than all of them. You're just wrong, Hussein. You're no doubt a very good doctor, but you don't know much about economics. I'm telling you that in all the indices, Libya is the most developed country in Africa.
They are not. We have the worst educational system in the world. We have the worst medical health in the world. I mean, we.
Well, you don't look, Hussein. We're going to have to tell the truth to each other. Libya has 88% level of literacy. That's better than every country in Africa, and it's better than most Arab countries.
You know how much do we get? I mean,
No, just answer that point, will you?
Do you want to know?
Hussein, just answer that point. Libya has 88% literacy, which is the highest in Africa by far, and higher than many other Arab countries. So how could you have had the worst education system in the world? How could you?
No, this is just put on papers. I mean, if you see that...
Well, do you think the Libyans are illiterate?
Have you visited Libya?
I have visited Libya many times, and I know that the Libyan people are a highly educated people.
I don't think they are.
I'm just saying to you, and I want to get back to this. You said you're ready to share Libya's oil with NATO. And I'm asking you what share you think they deserve.
I don't object. I welcome Libya, I welcome the British, I welcome the Americans, I welcome the West into Libya. I am with this idea. I want them to share our oil because we have not enjoyed the oil so far.
Do you think if you share it with them... Well, let's compare Iraq. Iraq's oil was nationalized and now it's privatized. And Iraq's oil that used to be owned by the state is now owned by private oil companies, almost all of them foreign. Is that what you want in Libya?
No, I want being a Libyan. I want to enjoy our oil. I don't mind if the British companies come to Libya, if the American companies come to Libya. We don't want the Russians. We don't want the Chinese. We only want the Westerns. That's my opinion. That's the opinion of most people.
I tell you what, Hussein. Why don't we bring back the king, the stooge king, and why not let NATO rule you? Why not go the whole hog and ask Italy if you can be a colony again?
No. It's not a matter of being a colony or ruling, NATO ruling us. Thank you for, we thank NATO for the intervention. And we don't mind, as Libyans, for our oil to be shared with the Western.
Well, that's very, well, Cameron will be rubbing his hands down on his holiday in Cornwall to hear you, Hussein.
We really like
but I'm just wondering, you really like Cameron? Do you really like Berlusconi too?
Yes, we like Berlusconi. We like Cameron.
And you really like Sarkozy. Are you sure? Are you sure you're a doctor? Or are you in Ward 5 in Broadmoor?
Look.
You like Berlusconi. Look, you want to share your oil with the West. You like Berlusconi. You're probably the only person in the world who likes Berlusconi, but you said it on national radio. You like Sarkozy and you really like David Cameron. And there's not many people who like all three of those. So I'm saying to you, I'm listening to you very carefully, and I'm asking you, why don't you go the whole hog? Why don't you bring back the king who will rule your country in the interests of the foreigners that used to occupy you? Why not, Hussein?
Yes, I appreciate what you say, but being a Libyan, ruled under Gaddafi, we need somebody to save us.
Why do you need somebody to save you? First of all, you're describing your own people as ignorant. Your own people, you're denying that 88% of them are literate. And that's a strange thing for anybody to do. And secondly, you don't think that there's adoption here, which says we're actually going to be a free, sovereign, independent, Arab, Muslim country with some pride, for God's sake. Some pride in yourselves.
No, I didn't mention that I want to be ruled by Sarkozy. I said we like Sarkozy for their intervention for overthrowing Gaddafi.
No. You said you want them to share your oil.
What's wrong with sharing our oil?
Because it's your oil, for God's sake. It's your oil. It's Libyan oil. Why should you share it with Berlusconi?
Oh my God. I don't know. Listen to me, please. Listen to me, please.
I'm listening to you. My eyes are popping out of my head.
Listen to me, please. Just give me a few minutes. We have the oil under our land, okay? We need Western companies not to share. Call it share, but we need Western companies to come to Libya and to buy the oil.
Look, they were already buying the oil, Hussein. I mean, Gaddafi wasn't eating the oil. He was already selling it to the Western countries.
Yes, but we're not enjoying it.
But you're not going to enjoy it if it's handed over to Western oil companies. I'm saying it again now, as clearly as I can. Why don't you shake yourself free of this slavish colonial mentality and say we're not going to live under anybody else's tutelage. We're going to be a proud, independent, sovereign, free, Arab, Muslim country. And we're going to govern ourselves in a self-respecting way. Why don't you say that, Hussein?
We will be, Mr. Galloway, we will be governed ourselves by ourselves.
Get off your knees, for God's sake.